Shiraz.
You're on camera now.
Oh, there you go.
Can we have that again? We can turn this into a wine documentary.
So it's also interesting how they mature it. So whether they put it in American oak or French oak, right? Because American oak will give you that sort of charcoaly flavour.
Well, I did say you were the James May of the group earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, well, which James May though? Like the one on the wine tour who's just become...
from Col May.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What was it, the French tour, James May?
Or the American tour.
James
Yeah,
May.
exactly. Whereas if you go to the French oak, you get a much more buttery kind of flavour.
Oily
in the wine because it's a smoother oak. It's so the Americans have this big bold charcoaly flavour, which you generally use in Australian reds. But you'll see wooded Chardonnays generally tend to use a French oak, which give a smoother, really thick, buttery kind of.
I like that in a
flavour.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Really
if
lemony.
you like that, you will like some Chardonnays.
Susan doesn't like Chardonnays. I just have
I'm not a fan
occasionally.
of Chardonnay.
I used to drink a lot of Rosemount Chardonnay. You know,
Yeah, so did
just
I.
standard sort of off the shelf Chardonnay, but
Well, the other one I used to
That
drink a lot
What
of
was
was.
popular too.
What was the one with the
well,
orange
the 80s
label?
was Chardy, right? You know,
Yeah.
like
What was the
Kathy
bright
Kim.
orange?
No, but Chardy.
Yeah.
You know,
What was the bright orange
Chardonnay.
one?
Chardonnay. Yeah.
Chardonnay. What had the fluorescent orange label? Yalumba? Was it Yalumba Chardonnay?
Yalumba.
Yalumba.
Yalumba. You can tell I'm not a Victorian.
You heathen.
You Lumba. Yeah, so
Is it?
Yalumba's still to make some fantastic
No,
wines. Like that rosé you were drinking today was a Sangiovese rosé. I find that the rosés that include the Sangiovese take away a lot of the sweetness out of the rosé that most people
Which is good.
don't like. Rosés of the past have been these, like, people turn their nose up and going, oh, I'm not drinking that sweet shit, right? But for most people, they haven't drunk a rosé since a Matus rosé in the 1970s.
Yeah.
You know, this little Portuguese bottle, right? Which is got this sort of
Sickly sweet.
It's quite sweet and it's a bit frizzy.
Last time I drank a rosé, it was a Matus because you bring it to. You've brought Matus to Tara.
I have in the past. I've done a Matus, but the best one on the market is the Jacobs Creek. Right? So the Jacobs Creek 3-vine, which is not actually called a rosé. It's a 3-vine Shiraz Grenache.
I was told that I don't know how to wear a sash because, you know, Queen Latifah.
7 Gs.
Beautiful.
There you go.
I always sort of pronounce 7 8s.
Much better. I watched Miss Congeniality last
No, it depends. It's actually a Portuguese word.
Sash, yes.
Sash.
That's a wine tasting thing we went to.
Very
when I
good.
was first introduced to
I watched
a Shiraz.
Michelle and Romy and Michelle.
Oh yeah, high school reunion.
Yeah.
Pronunciation.
Like, duh.
It's
quite funny.
So Shiraz is, or
We've had enough filming now.
so
Have you?
we will
Yeah.
generally say
Oh,
Shiraz.
go back over
The Europeans
Go back to the
will
wine-
call
the
it a
wine
Shiraz.
Sorry, the one connoisseur. I'll be
Or
back on that.
Syrah. You saw today that
Syrah. Yeah, he had a Syrah. Was that Shiraz?
but that
that's
was
just a
spelled
Shiraz. It is, but it's a Turkish spelling of the word Shiraz. Syrah is just a Shiraz
Because the
spelt in the traditional Turkish.
Because the
version.
grape variety is from the Middle East, isn't it?
That's right, yeah, and traditionally it's called the Syrah grape, right, which is
Syria.
the original Turkish version of the grape. So that's what it is.
This is the wine education seminar. You're in Granite Belt. What does he do in his spare time?
That's what I'm actually saying.
That's me, girlfriend.
And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that's all you care about, right? Is wine enjoyable?
Does
you
it
know?
taste good? And
Do you care about whether you appreciate all the nuances of what they did with the thing? No, nobody gives a shit. Really, do you enjoy the wine? You know, that's all.
I think it's
that matters.
understanding.
Which is why I've no charm drinking a $4 bottle of wine. If it tastes good and it's great, then
And there's a lot of good
fantastic.
wine you can get for under $10.
Absolutely.
I think
Especially
it's good to
now.
do the exercise though, because you know what you like then, and it's
Yeah.
easier to find it if you haven't tasted
Yeah,
it before.
and it's
you
about
go to the shop.
understanding what you like. Like if
That's
you
right.
understand a bit more about the wine, and you go, oh, I really like that because it's got this oak flavour. So you start to understand how to
So
make
when you
it.
read the back of a label of something you haven't drunk before, and you go, "Oh, it's done in American oak, or it's done in French oak, or whatever," you go, it gives you clues as to what it's going
I
to
do
taste
that
like.
all the time when I pick up wine.
Yeah.
You go off the
That's what I
pretty
do.
picture on
Yeah.
the front.
I go off the label.
Yeah.
Nice lady.
Good with
How many medals does it have on it?
wonder how many people will sell wine like that.
They're-
That'll do.
So the medals is actually a very good tell on whether it's being appreciated by another. It doesn't mean to say it's going to be your taste. Though.
That's the great thing about. Yeah. It depends how much you want to
Shapes
spend.
work.
Like, with wine selectors, I was spending about $180 a delivery for 12 bottles,
That's why you drink.
but they were all excellent wines.